Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode number 1222. That's right, episode number 1222 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition. Live again today from Red Morton Park. It's about to get dark. Hey, babe, how you doing? Respectfully, maturely, and professionally is in the house. First, as typically usual, right? Today, the topic is that's a lie. I did not threaten to sue that lady. Will you correct the record? One more time, that's a lie. I did not threaten to sue that lady. Will you correct the record? And when I say will you correct the record, I'm talking about the other side of this drama group that can't stop talking about me, led by a YouTuber that I've sued in a circuit civil case. I went live earlier from the studio here on this same channel, GNA2 Genuine Personal Development. GNA2 Genuine Live Personal Development, that's the full name of the channel. And corrected the record over many things that were wrong about what the defendant said on his stream last night about me. And then a friend of his, that's another creator in his community, who's tried to intervene improperly into our circuit civil case many times. She made a filing yesterday, and I debunked that. And a lot of stuff has happened since that stream. Apparently, people don't like the truth, especially when they're trying to paint you as such a bad person like they've done to me when I'm not. Because, if I can clear my name with the court of public opinion, then they're pretty much out of business from the defame Eli for dollars game, right? And these people are really, really triggered. They really are. The defendant went on the panel of the non-party lady that he's been acting in concert with to create defamatory content about me and to massively violate my copyright. They both have done that, right? Yada, 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 right? And the thing is that they just can never admit their mistakes. And they're getting upset at the things that people are saying over here in my chat, right? Now, I'm not going to come out and talk about something that is a very, very it's a very, very serious topic. Oh, go ahead. You can go ahead. Yeah. No worries. There's somebody behind me, so I wanted to wait. They caught up pretty quick, so they're walking fast. I don't walk as fast when I'm talking, so I told them just move on past. No worries. She was very nice with a nice little doggy. But anyway, so I'm not gonna even if something is true that's very, very serious in nature, I'm not going to repeat that here. Okay? But what I will say is why other people are saying what they're saying and share my opinions on that. Okay? The first thing I'm going to talk about is the topic here. Now, I heard most of what the defendant said on the panel of the non-party lady that's his friend, the lady that's been trying to make filings in our court case without requesting leave of court and a motion to intervene. And I heard most of what he said, and I believe he was talking about one of my community postings I made because a few people in the chat of the Florida lady, the non-party lady, before she started her stream in response to my stream of correcting the record earlier today here on GNA2. There was talk in the chat about a woman that accused me in a public YouTube chat of threatening to sue her because I'm friends with the defendant. There's a clear image on the screen that the defendant showed, and he responded to that question. Maybe he forgot, right? You didn't answer that as clearly as you could have, defendant. I believe you tried to accuse me of accusing you of defamation. I made a posting, and when I said that's defamation, I meant that's defamation from her, not you. You didn't defame me on that. She did. Now, you adopted that. Well, actually, I think you kind of skirted it. You read it, but you didn't say anything about it. So you're not on the hook. And I'm not looking to sue this lady, because this lady's in the UK, and she's actually a protected class, and she's actually a vulnerable individual, in my opinion. So I'm going to be respectful and understand that a lot of the things... Oh, hang on a second. I forgot to put the phone in Do Not Disturb mode. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right. We are back live. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me clearly. Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me clearly. Are we back? Are we good? Thank you, babe. So I'm going to be a little bit more understanding. And honestly, I don't have to be. I could hold anyone accountable that I feel is violating me or not. But she's in the UK. She's a vulnerable individual and a protected class. And I'm going to handle it the mature way. All I was saying is that they're basically ignoring her defamation. She did defame me because I never, ever threatened to sue her. And you did show the comment on your channel. You know how StreamYard allows you to show comments on the screen? You showed it. Go back and look at it. I shared the timestamp in my community wall. I even actually shared your stream, because I wanted to call you guys out on your lies again, right? So I didn't defame you, defendant. I wasn't accusing you of defamation. What I was saying is the statement that that woman made is not true, and she put it out there as a false statement as fact, the clear-cut definition of defamation. Now, again, I'm being understanding because of what I said a few minutes ago, right? And she's in a different country. But you have the right, you have the opportunity to correct the record. You have the opportunity to come out and say, hey, there's no clip of Eli ever threatening to sue her. It never, ever happened. I never threatened her in any way, shape, or form. I did not. What I said is that it's not fair, regardless of who you are, to be all professional on your channel and then go on other people's channels and severely attack other people, and then pay other creators, and within those super chats, basically, attack me, right? And that's what she's done. I have the right to stand up for myself regarding that. But if people are going to put out there the opposite of the truth, I'm going to correct the record every time. It's right there on your stream, clear cut. Timestamps on my community wall. I gave you a gift. I even shared your stream because I wanted people to see exactly where it's at. as much as I don't want to give you any attention to your channel, I wanted to prove a point, and I did it the right way. I didn't make a clip. I didn't, use your content elsewhere. I shared your actual link to the video with the timestamp to it. It's the right way to do it. So that is that. Now, let's talk about you folks flagging my channel multiple times. Non-party. You publicly stated that you and many other people in your group flagged my channel for, I guess, ODN's comments, right? You do whatever you want to do. That's up to you. But you clearly, and I've already screen recorded it. I've got that part. Even if you take it down, I hope you leave a copy of it somewhere. If not, I will be asking for it through discovery in this case, because the defendant was on that panel. He knows you, and he'll get that copy. But I'm sure you'll leave one up on YouTube or maybe even on Rumble. We'll get it one way or another. I got most of it, not all of it. Most of it. Now, so you guys are creating false flag campaigns on people's channels, and you're publicly so triggered that you're stating it publicly, right? Hey, Lewis, welcome to the show. But here's the thing. Let's talk about what's actually going on here, okay? Let's talk about why is the defendant so triggered every time ODN talks about that situation. I don't talk about it, okay? I don't talk about it for a certain reason. I don't want to give you clips. And I don't want to be taken out of context. But I will share something here tonight that is going to be cool. It's going to be clean, cool, and make a lot of sense. And it will make a lot of sense in your eyes, defendant. Okay? Now, let me know if you folks can still hear me and see me, because I'm going through that bad reception area, but I'm going to go underneath the overhang because it typically is better reception over here. So here's the thing. You guys are saying that ODN is defaming the defendant in this case, and you're trying to discredit him as a witness in the case because he's calling the defendant something. I'm not going to mention that here, right? Here's what I'm going to say. When we actually get to court, okay, listen very carefully. I'm going to wait till I get to a better reception area, because this is what's going to happen when we get to court. And here's where all of this, all of these attacks on ODN will finally be exonerated. When we get past the motion to dismiss, put a 1 in the chat. Can you still hear me and see me? I want to make sure. We're still good, right? We're still good? Thank you, Tia. Welcome, Tia. So, after the April motion to dismiss anti-SLAPP, when we move into discovery, and this is my freedom of speech to talk about this, I'm going to first depose the defendant. I got a lot of leaves here, so I got to wait. Oh, people are coming. I'm going to depose the defendant first. And one of the first questions I'm going to ask you, defendant, one of the first questions I'm going to ask you under penalty of perjury. And if you lie about this, then I will request subpoenas by Judge Stacy to subpoena Discord for this information. It's all stored. Even if you deleted stuff, they still have it from back then. We'll get the information. They have user lists and everything. My very first question to you in the deposition is going to be, Mr. Blah, 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 approximately 6 years ago, when you were around 34 years old, did you have someone in your Discord that was under the age of, and I'm not going to say the number, but you know what that number is. It's pretty low, right? Now, here's the thing. Everyone that was around during that time knows who you had in your Discord, right? Now, here's the thing, defendant. You can lie and perjure yourself, and then we'll subpoena the platforms. I will give Judge Stacy a very compelling reason to subpoena Discord and court order Discord to disclose user information from your Discord, probably for the last 6 years. But more so from that time period, 5 to 6 years ago, right? So you can tell the truth, which we all know what the truth is, that you know who you had in your Discord. Everyone knows. Everyone knows, right? So you're either going to tell the truth, and that's going to exonerate and corroborate what ODN is saying, or you're going to lie, and then we're going to be forced to subpoena the platforms and get a court order. And I'll have a very compelling reason, like I said, to get a court order from Judge Stacy on that. Now, you have public videos, defendants, still available this very moment on your BitChute 6 years ago, saying that you tried to get the older manic schizophrenic guy and the other person that's in question regarding ODN statements, right? You tried to get them to go to another channel and paint me as a pedo, right? So can you understand, based on that and based on who you had in your Discord at that time, that everyone knows, and you'll be deposed on why ODN feels that way? Here's the thing. If you're going to play games because you all of a sudden want your past to miraculously disappear, same guy has gone past me like 3 times now. I'm keeping an eye on him. It's pretty strange. You want your past to all of a sudden miraculously disappear, right? And here's the thing. You put yourself in this position. You keep talking about my past, which is nothing like your past out here. There are a lot of behind-the-scenes things I'm sure that you wouldn't want to come out. And listen, I'm not here to shame you. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I'm just tired of being hurt by you and other people. I'm tired of the things that you and your people are doing to affect us, right? All you had to do was stop many, many years ago, or even recently, and you wouldn't even be in court right now. The only people that could make his past disappear, he treats like garbage. You're right. And that's his parents. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, ODN. Welcome to the show. So here's the thing, sir. I'm not coming out here and saying those things. Okay? I'm not going to make my opinion on that. I will save that for court. And I will save that for deposition. And I will save that and ask you exactly what I just said. Approximately 6 years ago, sir, did you have someone in your Discord, your adult Discord group, that was under the age, and I'm not going to mention that, but you know what I'm talking about, right? And you can plead the fifth, but if you plead the fifth, the right to remain silent, we all basically know that you're just saying yes. You're just trying to protect yourself from self-incrimination, right? And we're not trying to incriminate you on that. That's been said and done, right? Okay? What we're trying to do here is protect ourselves from your lies, is protect ourselves from your YouTube defamation for dollars game, from your YouTube, spin things way out of context, take things way out of line. Well, a lot of people are coming. I'm just waiting for people are popping out of everywhere right now. I'm just going to let I can't even talk. Let these people pass. Give me a second. All right, I can continue now. You can't have it both ways, man. You can't have it both ways. Whenever you get in trouble, defendant, you basically try to, flip it on the other people, right? It's like been your defense mechanism, right? I'm not letting you flip that on myself or anyone else over here anymore. Those days are done. Okay? But I'm also not going to fuel your fire. And listen, whatever ODN and other people want to say about, oh gosh, now we got 4 kids on those motorized little motor scooters. Oh man, this is not my night, man. No peace tonight. It is what it is, right? So you like to flip things. You like to take things out of context. You like to contradict yourself. You're a major contradictor, right? You played this game to make lots of money on YouTube with your drama channels, right? You even had a sponsor initially to do it, right? You knew the risk. You knew the risk all along, and you've known all along this has been a very risky thing, because at some point you had to put 2 and 2 together and realize that you were going to get sued. Now you're in that position and you don't like it. And maybe deep down inside you're thinking, maybe I should have never done all this. Was it worth it? Probably not. But see, you don't digress. You don't de-escalate. You keep escalating when things are very serious. When you know you're in some serious shit, you keep on escalating. And the more you do that, the more you fuel people to do what they have to do within their legal rights to stop it. See, when you don't de-escalate, you fuel people. Shit, what was that? When you don't de-escalate, you fuel people, including me. You give me more energy to work smarter and to preserve more evidence and to do the right things to hold you legally accountable. All you have to do is de-escalate, and the matters don't get worse, right? You've never learned to de-escalate. You haven't, right? So, as far as the situation goes, okay, you guys are accusing ODN of saying things about the defendant. And the reason why ODN is saying those things, in my opinion, I'm just stating my opinion. I'm not repeating what he's saying. I'm saying that I understand why he's saying those things. I'm not saying whether I agree or disagree. I'm going to leave that for the court. But yeah, he knows there were people in the defendant's Discord group that also helped the defendant or the defendant conspired with in a video that's still publicly available, where he was trying to use those two people, including the one person in question regarding the ODN situation, to go to another channel, called Manosphere T-Spill back then, and to try to paint me as a pedo. Let me ask you something, sir. That actually happened. That is not defamatory. That is a fact that all that happened. The video is still publicly available, right? So, do you think that everything that you did and everyone you associated with back then was right, was normal? If you feel that everything that you did back then was above board, including everyone in your Discord, then you should have no problem talking about it. You should have no problem sharing that you're okay with it. I think you know you made some mistakes, and they're embarrassing, and I don't blame you, because I've made embarrassing mistakes too that you have never stopped talking about. But I've learned to say, screw it. It's just the same old song. I'm over it. You're not over it. You haven't come to terms with it yet, right? All you like to do is go around on YouTube live streams and get triggered and whine and complain and try to blame shift onto the opposite party that has you pegged exactly for what's going on, or for who you are, in my opinion. So here's the thing. If you folks here are going to continue to blame ODN or anyone that's saying certain things about the defendant when there's actual hardcore proof of the situation 6 years ago, I don't know what to tell you. But that's exactly what ODN is probably, I'm not going to speak for him, but he put an affidavit in, right? That's exactly what ODN's going to share in court, and that's why you're afraid of him, defendant. You're afraid of ODN because you do not want corroboration regarding 6 years ago. You do not want corroboration of that. I will depose you on that, and first question will be, was there somebody under blah 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 under the age of blah 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 in your Discord at that time? What is the relevancy? You're going to come out and try to discredit ODN for saying something that I understand why he said that. I understand why many people have said that. What you did 6 years ago, any normal human being would be thinking, what the hell is going on in that Discord? Why is there someone in the Discord that's under a certain you-know-what? I'm trying to be very careful with my framing here. But you get the point, right? So as far as I'm concerned, ODN is just sharing how he felt about things during that time, what he saw during that time, what we all saw during that time, man. What you saw during that time. You yourself know that wasn't right to have someone like that in your Discord. You wonder what Judge Stacy would think about that? You guys were talking about the Stacygate thing regarding child custody, right? It was a child custody battle, right? And she did the right thing and basically switched things up. And more so, the father came out on the losing end, rightfully so. So, yeah, I would have no problem bringing that up. You could try to bring it up and say that ODN or anyone else, or if you want to even try to throw me in there and say, oh, we're defaming you over that situation. But the question I'm going to ask is, who was in your Discord at that time? And if you plead the fifth, if you assert your Fifth Amendment rights of the right to remain silent, sir, in essence, it's almost the same thing as saying that you don't want to answer because it's true, right? If you say no, then you're lying. Then we subpoena platforms for records, and then we prove you wrong through discovery, sir. Which you don't even understand how discovery works. Accusing me of spoliation of evidence. I have all the evidence. I offered it to you. Don't worry, I'm still going to offer it to you. You're going to have all the evidence, sir. I promise you. I promise you this, sir. I'm publicly stating you're going to have all of the evidence. Okay? I have no doubt in my mind that by February, or even sooner, if you even want to reach out to me, send me an email saying, hey, Eli, here are the links I want. Can you upload them to your private server? Sure. I'd be glad to. I'd be glad to. All you have to do is ask. Right? But come February, the judge will just say, hey, just send him the links, Mr. Melas. Well, thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day. That's it. What else do you think is going to happen at that hearing? Do you think that she's going to put sanctions on me when the evidence was never destroyed? I have all the evidence. It's still private on my hard drive, or sorry, on my channel. I still have the original unedited copies that I'm going to file a sworn preservation record or certificate. I'm gonna swear under penalty of perjury they're the original. I'm also going to show screenshots of the back end of YouTube Studio in each video that I end up sending you to correct the links that you used that are public links attached to my public YouTube streams, which are not reliable links, sir, and you know that. They're not reliable links. But you'll have everything. I promise you. You already know that. I already offered that to you. You denied it. I'm still going to give it to you because you're entitled to the evidence, sir. You're entitled to the evidence. Like, I want to give you the evidence, and you're saying, I'll let the court handle it. Like, that makes no sense, man. That'd be like me saying, I want to give you $1 million, and you're like, nah, I don't want your $1 million, Mr. Melas. I'll let Judge Stacy decide if I'm worthy of getting your $1 million. Do you hear how dumb that sounds, man? Seriously. It's the same principle, man. You're going to get all the evidence. I'm going to give you all the evidence. I want to give you the evidence. I've never wanted to conceal the evidence. Never. But you spin everything into a YouTube theatrical thing, right? Now, the Florida lady on her stream. Ma'am, here's the thing. I'm a public figure, you're a public figure, and so is the defendant. It doesn't matter if we're in a court case or not. We're YouTubers. This is what we do. We have the right to talk about anything as long as it's protected speech. And that's all I do. I can respond all the time as long as I'm not defaming you or violating your copyright. And I'm not harassing you either. You were very triggered, ma'am. You were very, very triggered. Why? Because my stream pegged it. You also said that you downloaded my stream. Ma'am, my stream has not finished processing yet. There's no way anyone could download it unless you were screen recording it, and then you took that screen recorded version and you have what I have, like a real-time on-the-fly transcript generator. I don't know how the heck you got the video, because it's impossible to download a YouTube video until YouTube finishes processing it. So maybe you heard a few things and you ran it through ChatGPT, typing a few things in. Maybe you skimmed back. There's no transcript available on YouTube, and you can't download the video on YouTube. It typically takes up to 12 hours to process a live stream replay. Sometimes it's done within 30 minutes to a couple hours, but usually it takes up to 12 hours. After the time that I started to stream, my live stream from earlier was not finished processing. There's no way you could have downloaded it. Maybe you screen recorded it. Maybe you have an on-the-fly transcript generator like I do. Regardless, I don't care. What you basically said on your stream was everything I debunked in my stream earlier here. First of all, you're a non-party. You have no rights to file in this case unless you want to file a motion, or unless you want to leave a court and then request a motion to intervene as a formal party member. Besides that, anything you file is going to be either stricken by me or ignored by the court. If you try to reach out to the judicial assistant's going to say you are not a party to this case. You've done that twice already. She shut you down twice. Get ready for round 3. Okay? You need to go back and watch my stream from earlier today, ma'am. If you didn't see it, you basically it's funny. If you go and you watch my stream from earlier, it was before she did her stream, right after mine, an hour after mine ended. She basically tried to justify everything that I debunked, right? And you cannot file a protective order in this case unless you've been subpoenaed. Now, if you feel that you're being harassed, if you feel like, and there's no harassment, there's just correcting the record, ma'am. We're public figures. All I'm doing is correcting the record. What you can do is try to get another stalking order on me in Florida. You've already tried that once. You failed to appear. So you want to go that route, yes, you have that option. You can use that option if you want. And I've got plenty of proof to defend myself. Trust me. There's a lot, right? There's a lot. But you have no standing in this case. And then on top of that, she goes, I'm going to file something else tomorrow. Oh, okay, that's great. Do you scared? Do you see me crying? Do you see me laughing, don't you? Because you know I know procedure. You know I know procedure. And you know procedurally throughout this whole case, ma'am and sir, defendant, I've been right. You guys have been procedurally all over the place. So yeah, I look forward to your filing, man. Maybe you'll file it before I get home. I bet you she'll file it before she goes to bed, and I'll be e-served because she's still a part of the e-serve list. It's funny to me, the Alphabet Legion, including the defendant, uses the court system to go at you, but as soon as you stick up for yourself, all of those ladies get all up in arms like a bunch. Yeah, they're all going to bat for him. They all feel that beloved defendant is being proper. Let's put it this way: properly corrected, right? Let's just say properly corrected, ODN. Okay. You can file whatever you want, ma'am. It's all gonna get stricken, and I may not even file to strike them all. But what happens with non-party filings? A lot of times, the judge will either just ignore it. It'll just sit there forever and never be addressed or acknowledged. Or if it gets really bad, the judge could say, hey, I'm ordering you, Miss Non-Party, to stop. And if you don't stop, then she could put sanctions on you, even though you're not a party to the case, because you're trying to intervene. You're trying to cause issues, and you're cluttering the docket. Okay? You see, ma'am, here's the thing. You can go live whenever you want and spin the same old sob story, right? You could try to convince your audience that you have rights as a non-party, and you don't. You have no rights as a non-party to intervene in this case unless you file for leave of court and a motion to intervene. Now, if I were to subpoena you, then you could, at that point, request a court order and say that you want to quash this or you are against this for that reason. See, if you get subpoenaed, then you have the right to respond. But as of right now, ma'am, you're not being held accountable for anything. You're just mad because I put you in the factual allegations, and I've used a lot of evidence to show that you and the defendant are acting in concert, are working in concert, right? So all you're, ma'am, is you're supporting evidence. You're supporting evidence, right? Now, if you want to become a part of the case, you know how to do it. Or you can wait till next year, right? And then at that point, I can add you to the case. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, right? They're singing the same song every day. At some point, the audience is going to be fatigued by it. They're going to be like, it's just the same old song and dance, right? But it's not about me saying the same old thing. It's about me correcting the record every day because they're still trying to spin the same old thing, no matter how many times I correct it. So the more I correct it, maybe fatigue will set in. The audience will just say whatever, and these people will stop. And here's the thing. And these people are trying to accuse me of trying to destroy their audience. No, you're destroying your own audience. You're destroying your own audience. You have no audience without my name and likeness. So there's nothing for me to destroy, right? Because you have nothing without me. That's the truth of the matter. If you did, you wouldn't keep doing this stuff every day. You wouldn't keep making things up every single day, right? You would accept reality, you would de-escalate, and move the hell on. But you just don't. You just don't. Give me a second, ODN. I'm going to come over here by the light. The crybaby ran to a court crying, saying he was so scared of you and he needed to protect his lady from you. And then he said he wasn't scared. No, then he said I was sexually harassing his mother. He accused me in the filings of sexually harassing his mother. And then Judge Bowie said, sir, do you know what sexual harassment is? That video is still on YouTube. I mean, oh, God. I think the defendant needs to stop listening to that other lady in Florida. He's listening to her way too much, despite the fact that she's trying to say now, I don't even have his number. We don't talk much. Well, no, you talk through Discord. And Discord, you can make phone calls through Discord, ma'am. You can do video, phone. You don't need to have the defendant's number, ma'am, to talk to him every day through texting or message chats or send him files, and he can send you files, right? You don't think I know how the internet works? Man, these people, like, it's like they want to be able to go out there and seek and destroy people. And then when the people that they're trying to seek out and destroy stand up for themselves and prevent that from happening, and in essence, by just standing up for themselves, they're destroying them on the flip side instead, then these people that at that point they start to flex and say, oh, you're defaming me, or you're doing this, or you're doing that, when they've been doing it all along, right? But then when you catch them and hold them accountable or try to do that, then they try to flip it on you. As a last resort, they go from being they go from being the assailant to the victim, right? You gotta be kidding me, man. I have never seen anything like this ever. Like, I've never, ever, ever, ever seen such an entitled guy behave so obscurely. Like, this is obscure behavior, man. Like, and it just keeps getting worse. And the more and more the walls close in on him, the more and more, the higher he amps it up. It's like he just can't stop. And that other lady in Florida, she's starting to really, I could feel it. She's really starting to build up pressure, like Mount St. Helens, the volcano, the volcano in Washington, right? So I'm going to be expecting. Let me go. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Maybe she filed it already. Let me check. All right, we are back live. We are back live. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me clearly. Put a one in the chat. ODN says, the non-party lady says, all angry over you not laying down and letting the defendant do what he wants to you. Same for all of her friends. It's disgusting and somewhat. Yeah, you're right, my lady. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Don says one. Right? I'm all in. I'm all in. I may be 52 years old now, but I'll tell you this. I got energy. I'll go all night. I'll go all day, every day. I will be there every single time someone tries to say anything false about me, anything that's defamatory, right? If you insult me, whatever. Oh, and by the way, Lauren, I'll mention you because that's part of your channel name, right? Lauren, you want to stick your nose in my business now, right? You want a little attention, Lauren? I'll give you some attention. If that's what you... Oh, Lauren, all you have to do is ask. Don't worry, my lady's cool with it because she knows it's just like friendly attention, that you're craving some friendly attention, right? Right? You want to enthrall yourself back in the drama, right, Lauren? Here's the thing, Lauren. That lady that you made a video, and I'm gonna let it go, Lauren. Don't worry, I'm not gonna flag you down. Don't worry, Lauren. You can have that clip because it actually helps me more than hurts me. It actually proved to the defendant that was hanging out with you in the chat of the Florida lady, where you were all talking about, where I called out and said, "Hey, show me a clip of where I threatened to sue that woman that's a vulnerable individual." She accused me of that, and I never said that. And you guys now know I'm right, and you can't admit that I'm right, because it'll make you look bad either way. I'll wait for you folks to apologize, and if you don't, guess what? Tomorrow we'll blast it everywhere, right? And by the way, like I said earlier, to the lady that said that about me, I give you my full permission under fair use. You can find that clip if it exists, which I know it doesn't. If you find a clip like that, go ahead and publish it on your channel. I'll be right back. All right, can you folks hear me? Put a one in the chat again if you can hear me. I had to mute for a second. I went past some music. I think they're still doing the Christmas show, babe. Maybe tomorrow night at the beginning of New Year's Eve we can come out and watch the show. It'll be at 6:30. I'll go on an earlier walk tomorrow, maybe from the trail finally again. It's been a while. So yeah, we're good, right? So Lauren, you're trying to accuse me of insulting the vulnerable person. No, I don't. I'm not an insulting type of person. Have I insulted a few people in the past? Yeah, like the defendant, and maybe the woman that he's acting in concert with, the Florida lady, right? The one that you recently became friends with again, Lauren. And here's the thing. It is what it is. The whole thing is stupid. I have the right to defend myself against anyone. If anyone, regardless of who they are, has a negative attitude, right? And they have crappy behavior, they're going to be called out no matter who they are. This has nothing to do with protected class, has nothing to do with vulnerable people, has nothing to do with race, ethnicity, age, national origin, whatever. Has nothing to do with that. It has to do with behavior. Plain and simple, right? All I'm saying is this, is that her statement was absolutely 1,000,000%, 1,000,000,000,000,000,000,000% false. I asked her to prove it. I asked anyone to prove it. The defendant, I asked him to prove it. He's like, I don't see where that clip is at because it doesn't exist. Because if it existed, you would have had it 2 hours ago and you would have been live or a clip would be out. Right? Right? I'm telling you, go find the clip and put it out. One of you. Or do the right thing and retract. Do the right thing and correct the situation for once. For once. Be people of your words, which you're not. I think that little kid over there heard me and he goes to his dad, what is he doing? I probably would be questioning it too if I was a little kid. Somebody walking around with a selfie stick, being passionate and stuff, I'm not doing anything wrong. It's just I get it. He's wondering what I'm doing. I'm just waiting for them. I think they're going over to the Christmas show. Oh, Deanne, just a month or two ago, she was talking all kinds of smack. She was literally telling you and Don hello and being kind to you, and now I don't think she was being kind to me, dude. Like, what do you mean she was being kind? She wasn't being kind at all. I'm sorry, ODN. I don't know where you got that from, but that is simply not true. It's not. But anyway, it is what it is. Maybe you interpreted it that way. I don't know. I don't know. It's all good. Lauren, just stop. You highly offended ODN. You hurt ODN's feelings. He trusted you, and you hurt his feelings. Now, I've tried to tell ODN for years that you're a part of that group, off and on, or whatever, right? You're a part of that group. ODN, if I was you, I would take this as a sign that, hey, if this is not the first time that it's happened to you, ODN, it's happened to you many times with the same person, right? She's done this to you many times. So now it becomes a pattern. Now it's like no more trust, no more chances, no more trust. She betrayed your trust, and she's back enthralled in the drama. Instead of, Lauren, I listen. I'm not going to talk. The information about you, Lauren, is public. I'm not going to talk about it, but I will say you got other more important things to deal with coming up at the beginning of the year than this garbage. And I'm just saying, focus on yourself, so that way you can be there for your husband and your kids, instead of wasting your time on this stupid YouTube drama, and then you're not prepared for what's coming in January. And everyone knows already. I'm just not going to go into detail, right? That's all I'm going to say, folks. I'll say the same thing. If this group of people, the Florida lady, the defendant, if they continue to try, they're making threats to me. I see you folks are making threats to me. You're threatening me with, I'm going to do this with the court, and I'm going to report your channel. I'm reporting, like you guys are saying that I'm threatening you, and I'm not, right? In essence, you guys are doing exactly what you're saying I'm doing. You're projecting. That's the clear-cut meaning of projection, right? And again, I'll tell you this, Florida lady, defendant, whatever, all of you together, I will outlast all of you. I'm 52 years old. I walk almost every day. I'm very healthy. I have energy, and I have passion for the right thing. I believe in good for all people. And when there's a group of people, or any people in general, that are creating bad and hurting humanity in general, that really, really lights a fire inside of me. And I am all in. I am not going to stop doing the right thing. I'm going to keep coming every single day. I'm going to keep coming every single day to correct the record. Yesterday, Dawn and I went out with my cousin and my cousin's mother, my Aunt Lisa. Oh, the Florida woman knows Aunt Lisa. She tried to email her and subpoena her without getting it approved from the court clerk first for the harassment case that I had filed on her here in San Mateo County. So she knows who Aunt Lisa is, right? You know who Aunt Lisa is. Aunt Lisa is a great aunt. She's my dad's sister. She's 85 years old, and she's still going. Holy Moses, she's she's great. Yeah, we went to the Olive Garden last night. And then we went down to San Jose to see Christmas in the Park, and it's not the same like it used to be. It's all freaking vendor booths now. Everything's so commercialized nowadays. It was just really disappointing. They used to have lots of trees and lights and all that stuff, and now it's just one big vendor fair. Okay, let's rent booths out for $1,000 a day times 200 booths. You do the math. All the money the city's making off of that, right? It's not the same thing. We were really disappointed. But you know what? We had a good time. We hung out. Dawn got to spend time with my aunt and my cousin. It's all good, right? That's why I walked early yesterday, right? But today, I got some good rest, right? Have my lady's support. We're all good. I did that stream earlier and took care of some things with Dawn in the morning. Got that stream done earlier. Now I'm walking, correcting the record times 2 today, and then I'm going to go home, spend time with my lady and our dogs. It's all good. I'm 52 years old. And I'll tell you this, I will outrun a 20-year-old. I will keep going until the right thing happens. I will keep going. You can sit there and laugh, but at the same time, I know you're admiring the effort. I know you're admiring the effort. And maybe you're saying, Florida lady or defendant, oh yeah, I make more money than him. Who cares? For now, you make more money. What's going to happen in 2026? How about we re-review this at the end of 2026 and see where we're at by then compared to where we're at now? Because I can tell you definitely in 2026, that's going to flip. I guarantee you, no doubt about it, that the revenue here at the GNA is going to flip. And their revenue over there, I'm telling you, it's going to flip too. It's going to flip in the negative way. I have no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It's only a matter of time. In the meantime, we're just setting everything up and knocking it down, right? Set it up and knock it down one at a time, right? That's a figure of speech, meaning that you prepare properly and you handle every situation professionally, respectfully, and maturely, one at a time. Hey, ball tires in the rain, how you doing? Hey, health is far more valuable than money. You're absolutely right about that. Without your health, you have no money. You can't make money without health. You can't do shit without health, man. How's your night going, man? You know, tomorrow night, Don and I might broadcast New Year's Eve live. No, you know, I'll think about it. We may go spend New Year's Eve with my mom. I think that's what we're gonna do instead. Screw it, you know. We can take that evening off from YouTube. Family's more important. We love YouTube. We love all of you. But I'm just starting to more so think that, you know, Don and I could spend that with my mom. I think my brother and his girlfriend are going out. I don't go out on New Year's, and neither does Don. Neither does my mom. Ball tires in the rain, doing good. Very cool. You are always walking. It is very inspiring. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that, man. So I'm going to look to see, what are these people going to do? Are they going to hold someone accountable for flat out lying? Or are they going to let it go? Right? You guys hold me accountable, defendant, Florida lady, Lauren, anyone else. You guys hold me accountable. Are you going to hold this lady accountable for accusing me and saying that I threatened to sue her when I never did? She made that up. Are you going to let her get away with it, or are you going to hold her accountable like you hold me accountable for everything, right? Because if you don't, then tomorrow we're going to focus on that, right? And here's the thing. It's not a waste of my time, because the more and more I focus on how hypocritical and contradicting you folks are, the more and more people on YouTube can see the actual contrast between who's really telling the truth and who's full of shit. You understand that? You understand that? And it's working just fine for me. I'll tell you that. It's working just fine for me. Right? And then eventually we'll get to court. But again, the Florida lady, the non-party lady, is going to file something tomorrow. I forgot to mention in this stream, I mentioned in the previous one, she filed an emergency filing for a protective order. And I haven't subpoenaed her. I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to go off the air. I haven't subpoenaed her or anything like that. But she's basically trying to silence my freedom of speech. And she's basically trying to say that I'm not allowed to publicly state that anyone that I feel is harming me will be deposed. Anyone that I feel is creating issues will be held accountable. So I don't understand. That's just common sense logic. You would do the same thing. But you're trying to spin that into me threatening you? No, I'm not threatening you, ma'am. I'm promising you I'm going to depose you. I'm going to promise you that. I want to flat out promise you that. Same with the defendant, right? And we're going to ask about who was in his Discord 6 years ago. Who was in your Discord, sir? Was there someone in your Discord that was under the, you know what, under under a certain number? Let's put it that way. Let's be as proper about it as possible, okay? You're going to have to answer that. And you know what the answer is. We all know what the answer is. And then yes, ODN will be a very credible witness. And he'll be able to corroborate all of that. See, that's the thing. ODN, it's great. You're able to corroborate all of this, right? Oh, you're the corroborator, ODN. The corroborator. Corroborating meaning that you're going to be able to you're going to be able to verify it, and you're going to be able to testify that it happened. You're going to bring it more credibility. Oh, they're starting the show the same way with the same song every time. All right, folks. I got to go because they're starting to play the music. All right. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, my lady says, stay in your lane. The view from mine isn't your business. Have a great night. Stay in your lane. The view from mine isn't your business. Have a great night. All right, folks. See you all tomorrow. Bye.